Hi guys, this is Aditya Aluwalia from Finstructor, and in this session we'll try to learn all about the FRM exam, another very popular designation that people pursue in the finance industry. So we'll know all about the FRM exam and why you should pursue it, the exam structure, topics, costs, deadlines, historical pass rates, what are some of the job roles that certified FRMs hold, and a little bit about Finstructor's training courses. So let's get into it. FRM, or the Financial Risk Manager, as I like to explain it, it's an exam based on risk management. Assumes, again, like the CFA, no prior knowledge of risk management. So it starts from the very basics and takes you all the way up to the most advanced concepts of risk management. So it's a more specific designation. It is one of the most highly recognized risk management designations issued by the Global Association of Risk Professionals, or GARP. And why should you do it? Risk management is an extremely important part of any business, not just finance, of any business or a bank or an insurance company. And the risk manager's role is to observe these risks in the investments, markets, transactions, even day-to-day functioning. So if with this designation you portray that you have the knowledge and experience that you need to succeed in these kind of positions, and it gives you a good credibility and global recognition. So if you want to work in the field of risk management in any department of a bank, in any department of an insurance company, in the risk management department of a manufacturing company, and that's also becoming very big these days. So risk management in today's world it has been increasing tremendously in focus over the last 10 years, I would say. And I've been in the industry for more than 15 years, around 15 years now. And I can clearly say that the FRM designation and risk management in general, ESG risks, new risks, etc., keep coming in. There is a new risk that the pandemic risk, for instance. So there are newer climate risks are evolving, and we need more and more specialized professionals to understand these risks and to be risk managers. So definitely, as a designation, I have no doubt that this will continue to be a very popular designation and only increase in value in times to come. Now, how do you become a certified financial risk management manager? So first and the most important is you have to pass both the exams. So you start by passing FRM Part 1, and you have to pass Part 2 within 4 years or before December 31st of the fourth year of passing the Part 1 exam. So within 4 years, you have to do both the exams. Unlike the CFA, where there is no limit, you can take level 1 whenever, and level 2 and level 3 can be independent. So here there is a time limit. You have to complete it within 4 years. You can take both the exams on this in the same sitting as well, FRM Part 1 and Part 2, which is not possible with CFA. And then here you need 2 years of relevant work experience, which was 3 years for CFA. So that's the steps to becoming a certified FRM. There is no enrollment criteria per se, so there is no educational or professional prerequisites that you need, but you just need a government issued passport or a driver's license to register and sit for this exam. Um, Unlike 3 levels of CFA, FRM exam consists of 2 parts. So there will be FRM Part 1 and FRM Part 2. Part 1 will test your skills on foundations of risk management, quantitative analysis, financial markets and products, and valuation and risk models in these weightages. Both exams are conducted twice a year in May and November, or May and December around. So the structure is slightly changing. It's a computer-based testing that FRM will also move to from this year onwards. So yeah, these dates you may need to check on the website depending on when you are watching this video. Part 2 exam tests your skills on market risk, operational risk, credit risk, liquidity risk, and current issues in financial markets, and risk management and investment management. So these are more application related topics of the basic tools and skills that you've studied in FRM Part 1. We'll study more about these exams. So to register, you have to pay a one-time enrollment fees of 400 USD. and then 550 is the early registration, and 750 is the standard registration for candidates. If you're retaking any exam, of course, you don't have to pay the enrollment fees again. So that's a little bit about the costs. So after registering for the exam, you schedule the exam appointment within the scheduling deadline. All this will be available on the website, and both CFA and FRM have now moved to a computer-based testing. So you have to schedule your exam and then go and take it at the designated center. Similarly, for part two, there will not be an enrollment cost, but the registration costs are the same as part one. So 550 for early and 750 for standard. And these dates you need to check depending on when you plan to sit for the exam. So this might be a little bit fluid, so I suggest that you check this table again on the GARP website depending on when you're taking the exam. But generally, there will be an early registration deadline, a standard deadline. So this will be $550, and this will be the $750 deadline. And then you have to schedule your exam within the scheduling deadline and then take the exam. So these are the dates that I've mentioned for 2021. So the exam will be generally in May and November, but then because of the pandemic, there's a December session or an extra July session in 2021. So yeah, just check on the website, but this is the structure. Similar deadlines or similar format to the CFA enrollment. Here, of course, you can take the exams together also, but generally it is recommended you take part one first and study especially for part two, because the exams are more quantitative and not easy exams. So none of these designations are very easy to clear. The FRM is more quantitative, and you need to do a lot of practice, and I'll talk more about it in the slides to come. Again, the exam pattern is that part one will have 100 questions. So this will be a multiple choice format. 4 options will be given, and one correct option. It will have and no negative marks for getting a question wrong. So no penalty for incorrect answers. FRM part 1 will have 100, part 2 will have 80. And generally both are conducted twice a year. 2021 is a bit special, but yeah. You check this on the website. Exam deferral is only allowed once, and there will be a fee of 200 if you want to defer the exam. And again, check the details more on the GARP website. Results will be a pass or a fail, and candidates will be notified when the results are available on the GARP candidate portal. Failed candidates can take the exam in the next available window. Historically, the pass rates have been in the range of about 40 to 45% for part 1 and about 55 or rather 50 to 60% for part 2. Yeah, it doesn't mean it's an easy exam to pass, because the people who are taking the FRM exam, it may look like a high number that 45% of half the people are passing the exam, but in my experience, people who are generally sitting for the FRM exam are very serious about this exam. Not so much like CFA, where a lot of people are just trying out, so a lot of people who are not very sure of what part of finance they want to enter into, or a lot of students also just take that exam just to try and understand and learn finance. But FRM, not so much the case. So FRM people generally who take the exam are more serious. They know what they want. So the candidates are you can say the competition is a little bit tougher that way. So even though this pass rate looks a bit higher than CFA level 1, don't get deceived by it, because it's still a lot of studying in a quantitative exam, and a tough exam to pass. Who should take the FRM exam? So anyone who plans to work in the risk management or in financial markets. So how I like to explain this is, if you're working in a bank, if you're doing anything in a bank or in an insurance company, definitely you can take this exam. It'll help you. If you are in portfolio management, portfolio risk, or for instance, I work in portfolio management. Definitely, you can say that the skills I acquired in the CFA designation are more directly applicable to my job and have helped me more. But definitely what I've learned in the concepts of war, the concepts of risk that I learned as a part of FRM are have also helped me tremendously in my day-to-day job and in understanding the industry overall. So risk is a very important topic. And I always recommend students to actually take both exams. So you can take CFA and FRM both. Both designations have helped me a lot. So yeah, more directly, if you're working in any bank, insurance company, or in the risk management department of an asset management firm or a manufacturing company, then again, this designation is more directly suited to you. But anyone who works in the finance domain and wants to enhance his knowledge of risk, financial markets, or products and risk management tools should also be interested. And again, investment bankers, managers who want to add weightage to your resume and networking, etc., these are always going to be benefits with all these designations, CFA, FRM. Who hires the certified FRMs, the banks, investment banks, asset management companies, essentially the same sort of firms, I would say, but yeah, it's definitely more biased towards banks and insurance companies, credit agencies, very important, risk and technology vendors. A lot of people are hiring. Actually, this is a very sought after skill these days in any firm out, if you ask me. Uh, some salary details based on general surveys, and this slide gives you the top employers. And of course, these things will be very variable. It will depend on your experience and many other things. A quick comparison, and we put this because students ask us a lot of times the difference between FRM and CFA and which exam should you take. And I've already explained this in the CFA section, so you can watch that if you want more details. But again, FRM is both are great exams. Again, I work as a portfolio manager. CFA may be more directly suited to my job, but which is the designation that I personally enjoyed the most or I liked studying the most, it's definitely the FRM. So it's a very quantitative designation. It's a tough designation. The concepts are very good, very deep. And CFA will give you a broader understanding of all aspects of finance. It'll teach you about risk management also, but not in as much depth as the FRM exam. So FRM is more focused on risk management, credit risk, operational risk, but then it goes into a lot of depth and true understanding of the finance designation. So yeah, all of these in many instances are considered master level courses, and yeah, personally, I would say they are master level courses if you complete them in their entirety for the kind of knowledge they give you. So again, like the CFA exam, if you clear the FRM exam, first of all, it is a testimony to your hard work and your dedication, because you can be a very smart individual. Again, if you don't study the curriculum and you don't practice enough questions, there is no way you can pass the FRM exam. And I said the same in CFA also. So both these designations will be, first of all, a testament to your hard work and dedication, and then also a testament to your skill sets and definitely a certain degree of intelligence and smartness that is needed to crack these exams and crack these questions as you'll study. So again, my team has compiled some statistics and some details about both, but you can go through them. But generally, I would say both exams are good, and FRM more a little more specific to risk management per se. But you can definitely take both exams. Finally, a little bit about our training courses. So again, like for CFA, I will be the lead instructor. My name is Aditya Aluwalia. You can read my profile on the website, finstructor.com. And I truly believe that we have curated the world's best training program for both the CFA and FRM designations. And I personally recommend the video series plus study material package. Study materials are with our partner, and very good questions, study notes, mock exams, performance tracking, doubts clearing, presentation handouts, notes, etc. that is given. And you can go through the videos, a lot of that available on the website to see how we teach, and a lot of focus on actually solving the problems in my videos. So it'll not just be a theory, or it'll not just be reading out what the curriculum is. We actually solve a lot of exam level problems so that you know what you have to handle, or how the examiner can quiz you or trick you into picking the wrong option. So you have to pick the right option, and especially for FRM, because there's 4 options and you have to pick one. CF is a little bit easier that way because there's only 3 options, but So again, FRM, you have to practice a lot of questions to know how the concepts are tested on the actual exam. And that is what we focus on. So even in our videos, every video we solve at least 5 or 6, or depending on the length of the video and the complexity of the topic. So we solve a lot of questions, actual exam level questions, so as to explain our concepts. And again, you can visit the website more and see a sample of all our material. And if you have any questions, of course, the team is very responsive. You can. I'm personally based in Hong Kong, but again, it doesn't matter. You can. Most of the classes are on Zoom, or the videos are available to stream anywhere in the world. So I think in these days it really doesn't matter where you're based. But you can definitely contact the team on WhatsApp. On any of the numbers, that is the fastest way that they normally respond, in my experience. You can also email or visit the website and drop in a query. Yeah, so that's about the FRM exam. Thanks a lot, and all the best for your preparation. And yeah, see you soon.